investigated this incident thoroughly, and it ultimately led to the arrest of Mr. Warner. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, FWC, and the United States Coast Guard are also collaborating with our officers, and they are doing independent investigations into this incident. So to give you an overview of the incident, on April 1st at approximately 7:30 p.m. under the Gilcrest Bridge on our waterways, Mr. Horner was on his vessel when he engaged in a confrontation with another boater. The confrontation actually stemmed from an incident that occurred on March 30th, 2025 at about 5:30 in the morning in the same area. At that time, Mr. Horner, we had interviewed the victim, and the victim said that Mr. Horner had driven his vessel at a high rate of speed, coming within about 10 feet of the victim's vessel. Ultimately also passing another vessel approximately within 5 feet. Mr. Horner and the victim exchanged words, and then Mr. Horner eventually left the scene. Fast forward to April 1st at 7:30 p.m. Mr. Horner sees the victim. He's on his vessel fishing by himself under the Gilcrest Bridge, and he immediately begins a confrontation and yelling and screaming, cursing at our victim, and becoming very aggressive. If you have seen the video, you'll see that the victim tries to disengage. He doesn't want anything to do with the confrontation. Even at some point saying, "Please, bro, I don't want anything to do with this." But Mr. Horner continues to be aggressive and eventually pulls up to the victim's vessel, jumps from the helm of his vessel onto our victim's vessel, at one point grabbing the victim by his shirt. He continues to be extremely aggressive, yelling at the victim to apologize. At one point, the victim starts to fear. He moves away from Mr. Horner's vessel, so now they're separated from the other vessel, and he became so afraid for his life, he actually contemplated jumping off his own vessel to get away from Mr. Horner's attack. Once Mr. Horner's tirade was over, he demands that the victim take him back to his own vessel and is continuing to demand an apology, and the victim does take him over to his own vessel. So, for the investigation, we have reviewed, Officer Russell here has reviewed all the videos. He's had a lot of interviews with the victim and our witnesses, and finally determined there was certainly enough evidence to charge Mr. Horner with first-degree felony of burglary. Statute is, you guys record here, Florida Statute 810.022A, entering a conveyance with the intent to commit a crime of assault or battery. That's what he has been charged with. In addition to our investigation, as I said, both Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and the United States Coast Guard are conducting their separate investigations in reference to incidents that may rise to other charges at state level and federal level. This type of aggressive behavior is not tolerated in our city. We're going to handle it accordingly as we have. We want to assure everybody that the city of Punta Gorda is a voter-friendly community. We want our residents and our visitors to know that we take these things seriously, and we want them to be able to enjoy our waterways and enjoy being able to go out on the boat. If anybody else is involved in a dispute on the water, I want to make sure that they don't take matters into their own hands, just report it to us, and we will act accordingly. Now, at this time, as you know, last night at it was approximately 10:15 p.m. that Mr. Horner was located and apprehended, and he was taken to the Charlotte County Jail, where Officer Russell was able to then place charges on him at the jail. So we're now at the point where we are continuing, and there's a lot of follow-up that's going to be done. It's still a fluid investigation, it's still an open investigation, and I know FWC as well as the United States Coast Guard, their investigations are completely open. They have not placed any charges, so I'm ready to answer any questions that you might have. However, just keep that in mind that it's still an open investigation. Yes, sir.
Talk to me about the speed when it comes to this arrest. Obviously, the video goes viral very, very quickly, and the need to take action pretty much immediately. How, with so many hands in the cookie jar, so many different people working investigations, how does the speed play a factor?
So it would, no matter what, because it was able to, we had video, that was a good thing. We had a nice crucial piece of evidence with the video. We also had able to contact the victim immediately and get a hold of the witnesses immediately. So it just played out quickly. It was a little easier because we had people coming forward quickly, and we're collaborating, like I said, with our law enforcement partners, so we're able to share information as well.
Had the video not existed, this would have been a he said, do you think that unless the witnesses came forward, would this have happened at all, or was this all crucial on the video?
It was crucial. The video is certainly a crucial piece of evidence. It always helps to have video when you have a situation like this. The witnesses have been cooperative and have basically cooperated with the victim's statement, so I think that would have helped in this matter had there not been video anyways. So.
Had the victim, it seems like the victim had delayed coming forward. I heard a rumor about this. Was there anything in that?
No, he actually came forward April 1st, the night this happened.
Okay. Is Rock Horner at this point, I know he's in jail at this point, if he gets bond, is he allowed back on the water? Are there no contact orders? What's his?
He would not be able to contact the victim, obviously, but as far as not being able to go back on the water, there's nothing really that prevents him from doing so. There may be issues, like I said, this is an open investigation, so we'll have to determine if he is able to be a captain or anything like that. That's to come in the future in reference to the investigation.
So while investigating, and you were looking at the video, obviously you said that there was enough evidence in the video itself to be able to press charges. What was the most striking moment, in the moment where you actually saw something where you could say, okay, this is now we can go ahead and move forward with charges?
The most striking moment was him jumping onto the victim's vessel. I mean, you can clearly see he has momentum, and he jumps onto the vessel. And then the victim confirming that he actually grabbed his shirt as well.
What was it like for the police department dealing with this? Obviously, you had a lot of pressure on you guys. Did you feel any pressure that you had to, investigate and make an arrest, or was this?
No, what needed to happen was justice needed to be made for our victim. So that's what we focused on was our victim, and we worked with him the whole entire time. So what happened because of the video was going viral was a lot of calls coming into our dispatch center, and people didn't realize it had already been recorded. So we just wanted to make sure people were aware of that.
And when it comes to multiple agencies working together, you're saying you're able to share information. Does it end up making it easier? Talk to me about like the teamwork effort that it takes. Everybody's kind of working. Are you people working the same angle sometimes, and you don't know it with like miscommunication? Are you able to branch out more and use your resources more effectively? How does that really work?
Yes, so we are. That's exactly what the purpose of doing it as a team is that we don't do multiple. You don't have one agency doing the same thing the other agency's doing. We can do them together, and we can share that information. So it may be that FWC finds something out that we didn't realize, and they'll share it with us so that we can follow up on what they've learned. So same thing with us sharing our information. It just certainly makes the investigation more thorough.
Can you talk to me a little bit about where Mr. Horner was found last night and what his demeanor has been in interviews? I know it's an open investigation, but has he been, what's his demeanor been in talks with police?
As far as I know, and I'll turn this over to MPO Russell, he did see him last night, but he gave him his charges, very remorseful, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, remorseful, but again, I don't want to go into all the exact details because his statement is being used in multiple investigations. So he was located up in Port Charlotte, off in Hillsborough, and was taken into custody there, transported to the jail, and then that's when we gave the formal charges.
Was he at home? Was he driving around?
I can't say for sure. I wasn't on scene.
Thank you all very much for being here this morning.
Thank you.